RHNG House has banned Ruelas, has sent a terrifying message to all of his enemies via his social media, of course. He proceeded to delete it from his Instagram stories, which would have expired after 24 hours. So what did Teresa Gus's man have to say? Keep reading for more details. Ruelas has never been a fan favorite, despite what Teresa Giudice and her daughters have had to say. They praise him. And what an amazing man he is, but viewers see a different side. He is a hothead and says things that are in extremely poor taste. Recently, he shared advice that he gave his 4 stepdaughters regarding wearing skimpy clothing. Prior to that, it came out that Ellis takes each girl out on individual dates. This gave followers the ick. But that just added to how he had the RH cast investigated in season 13. With no shame or remorse. However, in the season 14 finale, Ruelas sank to a new low when he wished suffering upon co-star Margaret Joseph's son. He was speaking to Teresa as she was leaving to meet with the women and had this to say. Viewers were appalled by this, as was Margaret when she saw it at the alternate reunion. She had production pause the moment so she could process it, but Teresa defended her husband Boris Catania, who has always been neutral, even let Teresa know that this was not a vid situation. He tried to issue an apology, but he didn't appear to take true accountability. Now, according to Reality, Ruelas posted a strong message to his enemies on his social media. It appears Ruelas is saying he would not have any mercy on his enemies, so he will keep taking them down at every turn. He did recruit famed pie bottle to dig up dirt on the cast and allegedly go after the cast's kids. Some children were not even featured or mentioned on the show yet. They had been implicated regardless. After fans caught wind of what Ruelas had posted, they were not impressed. More so, they shamed him for even doing this and noted how he was always doing the wrong thing. One did note that they post creepy stuff like this all of the time, but Ruelas is under a microscope. Therefore, he is always going to catch heat. But it is his track record that is caused for concern. What do you think of Ruelas' post? Is it alarming or no big deal? Let us know in the comments below. Ruelas' dark warning, a terrifying message to his enemies. Reality TV has a way of exposing people's deepest emotions, and sometimes the issue boils over in ways that are both shocking and unforgettable. The Real Housewives franchise is no stranger to drama, and one of its most intense storylines comes from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. RHNG. Ruelas, the husband of Teresa Giudice, has recently become a central figure in the drama, not just for his relationship with Teresa, but for a series of cryptic, terrifying messages he has allegedly sent to those he considers his enemies. It's a classic case of reality TV pushing the boundaries between the personal and the public with a side of real life intensity that leaves fans wondering what's truly going on behind the scenes. The rise of Ruelas, from businessman to reality TV star Ruelas, may have once been just a successful entrepreneur from New Jersey, but ever since he married Teresa Giudice, he's been thrust into the limelight in ways that few could have anticipated. Teresa, a longtime RH veteran, is no stranger to public drama. Her battles with castmates, legal troubles, and deeply personal family feuds have all played out in front of the cameras. When Lou entered her life, it wasn't long before the show's drama ensnared him too. At first, Ruelas appeared to be the calm in the storm of Teresa's life. He was a supportive partner, providing her with emotional stability after years of tumultuous relationships. But as time went on, viewers started seeing a different side of Lou, a more intense, cryptic, and sometimes unsettling side. What started as whispers of Ruelas' past controversies, accusing him of manipulative behavior and shady business dealings, has now spiraled into a much darker storyline. And in true reality TV fashion, it's hard to separate fact from fiction, especially when it comes to the chilling messages Ruelas has allegedly sent to his enemies. Cryptic messages, a terrifying threat. The rumor mill surrounding Ruelas has reached a fever pitch with reports that he has sent ominous messages to certain individuals, leading fans and cast members alike to question his true intentions. These messages are not just simple text exchanges or heated conversations. According to various sources, they carry an underlying threat, vague but unsettling as the loose is warning people not to cross him or face dire consequences in a show that thrives on emotional confrontations and explosive drama. Ellis' behavior feels different, darker. While many RHONJ cast members are known for their verbal sparring and occasional physical altercations, what sets Lewis apart his alleged threats. These aren't just impulsive outbursts. They seem calculated, deliberate, and designed to instill fear. One message, according to insiders, involved Lewis speaking in vague terms about knowing things about his enemies, things that could ruin them if they ever came to light. Another message was reportedly even more direct, with Lewis insinuating that those who betrayed him would eventually get what's coming to them. Whether these threats are literal or metaphorical remains unclear, but the sense of menace they convey has left people unsettled who are Lewis' enemies. Given the complicated dynamics of RHONJ, it's hard to pinpoint exactly who Lewis considers his enemies, but fans have their suspicions. First, there's Joe and Melissa Gorga, Teresa's brother and sister-in-law, who have had a long-standing feud with Teresa that predates her relationship with Lysis. Their relationship reached an all-time low in recent seasons, with both sides accusing the other of betrayal and lies. Joe in particular has been vocal about his distrust of Lewis, even implying that he's manipulated Teresa and driven a wedge between her and her family. Could Joe and Melissa be the targets of Lewis' ominous messages? Another potential target is Margaret Josephs, who has often found herself at odds with Teresa and, by extension, Lewis. Margaret, never one to shy away from confrontation, has voiced her concerns about Lewis' past on more than one occasion. She's alluded to the rumors swirling around his former relationships and suggested that there's more to his story than what he's willing to share. Margaret's outspokenness has certainly earned her enemies in the past, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that Lewis might view her as a threat to his reputation and his marriage to Teresa. Then there's the ever-present specter of Lewis' exes. While none of them have directly appeared on RHONJ, their presence is felt through the rumors and allegations that circulate around Lewis. It's possible that some of his cryptic messages are aimed at them, warning them to stay silent or face repercussions. Teresa's role: blind loyalty or strategic defense? Where does Teresa fit into all of this? Teresa has always been fiercely loyal to her partners, and her relationship with Lewis is no exception. Despite the growing concerns from her fellow cast members and even her own family, Teresa has stood by Ellis, defending him at every turn. But this loyalty has raised eyebrows. Is Teresa truly unaware of the darker side of Lewis, or is she simply choosing to ignore it for the sake of her relationship? Some fans speculate that Teresa, after years of public scrutiny and personal heartbreak, has developed a thick skin and is unwilling to let anyone or anything come between her and her new found happiness. Others believe that she's actively enabling Lewis' behavior, using him as a shield against her longtime enemies. Whatever the case may be, Teresa's unwavering support for Lewis only complicates the situation. It's clear that she's willing to stand by him, no matter what accusations or threats come to light. But at what cost? Reality versus reality TV. What's the truth? It's easy to forget, especially with a show as dramatic as RHONJ, that reality TV is at its core entertainment. While the emotions and relationships are real, much of what we see is heightened for dramatic effect.